Well, here it is. We made it. It's June 30th, last day of the first half of the year. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. This is Kyle Mountsier. We're talking about Jim Farley, Trump and Japanese OEMs, and AI really shaking up the school system. Some great examples up in here.
Yo, this is a good Monday show, fam. This is a great fun Monday show.
Let's explain what Kyle and I have done since we woke up this morning. A lot.
I don't even think we can talk about some of the things.
No, we can't. I mean, literally in the last 4 hours, it's 9:30 a.m. Eastern right now. And in the last 4 hours, we've built a deck that, well, we can't tell you what the deck is for yet. All right, you're right. And then we
built a deep research article. We also can't tell you what the deep research article is for.
We can't, but what we can tell you is that it did cite ASOTU in the resources amongst all these
without us asking it to. Like, it was a LinkedIn site. Like, it wouldn't have known, you know.
And just for the record, you know, McKinsey and company used to get like $500,000 for these kinds of things.
It's so silly. I'm shocked. And I ran 5 miles. Come on. Uh-oh. Did I lose your audio? Or did I?
No, I've lost him too.
Oh, we lost Paul's audio.
You're muted in StreamYard. How'd you mute yourself in StreamYard?
What'd you do, Paul?
I don't know.
Oh, there he is. He's back. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, we were just saying, like, hit the play button to start the intro, and Kyle's like, it's more like the pray button. It's kind of true. Whenever we just hit the play button on the stream, it's more like the pray button, the cray button. I don't know. Talk about it what you want. Look, fun announcement. All episodes, every single episode of ASOTU Con Sessions is now released. Look at all those thumbnails. They look so beautiful. This is 10 to 15 minute quick shot podcast from the floor at ASOTU. This is some of the best content to come out of the event, in my opinion. Episodes with David Kane, John Bozzella, Alex Lawrence, Ben Hadley, Derek Hansen, Greg Euland, Art Batten, Elizabeth Schultz. Oh my gosh.
Are you just trying to like name
Zach
drop?
Kinch,
is this like
Austin
LinkedIn
Conroy,
name drop wall? Is that the way this is?
Daly was on the show. Glenn Lefty. Yeah, we had the whole thing. We had the whole thing.
Wild.
I know,
absolutely
but
wild.
Go to your favorite podcast platform or to our YouTube channel. You can just search ASOTU Con Sessions. And you'll get all these quick shots. These are so great for like car rides, dog walking, because you can be through an episode. If you're a 1.5 speeder, like you or I, some of these are done in like 7 or 8 minutes.
Take the dog out for a lunch poop and you get a whole great thing.
Disgusting.
You know?
That sounds gross. That sounds so gross. We have another ASOTU Edge webinar coming up on July 9th, Smart Customer Transportation Management with Stephen Chapman of Uber for Business. It's Wednesday, July 9th, 2 p.m. Just go to asotu.com. You can register for it there. We'll talk about it more later. But let's talk about some news.
Let's get into it.
At the Aspen Ideas Festival. I didn't know that existed.
Aspen.
What I said? Austin?
Colorado. You said Austin.
It's Aspen Ideas Festival. I don't know what that is, but it sounds great. Ford CEO Jim Farley called for bold action to rebuild U.S. industrial strength, warning that the country's economic security and even its defense depends on making essential products at home. Farley does back modest tariffs to help U.S. automakers compete with countries that heavily subsidize manufacturing. He also emphasized blue-collar job growth, urging more focus on skilled trades over white-collar positions. He shared about his recent 3-week stoppages at the Ford plants caused by a shortage of rare earth magnets sourced from China. These are critical to systems like seats and windshield wipers. Okay. Farley used the example to push for industrial independence, as he called it, saying supply chain reliance on China is a strategic risk. Here he's quoted by saying, "What is Google going to make the tanks? We've talked about energy independence. Now we need industrial independence."
You know, this is actually, if you go back to like what happened during the World Wars, the OEMs moved to making all of the things that were happening in the World Wars. And when you think about manufacturing capacity at scale, it doesn't matter what you're making, right? If you're great at manufacturing things, like putting materials together to finish an end product, if you're great at that as a country, you're resilient in the face of anything. I think that this is extremely strategic. The point here is like vertical integration in the country is extremely important. But we did look a couple of weeks ago at Cars Report that the U.S. manufacturers are not actually the best at end integration for this. And so I think that there's like, hey, Jim Farley, if that's going to be the case, like, let's get a move on it a little bit more quickly. We did hear, and to double down on the, subsidization of manufacturing, we hear that the total profit margin of the Chinese automakers right now is like within a couple million of the total government subsidies that have been passed through to that. So if it's
AKA not profitable,
it's a race. Yeah,
AKA not profitable. So yeah, a lot moving around, and Farley not shy to say what he thinks, but it's
calling
a great
his
case.
shots. Calling his shots.
He makes a good case.
Yep,
he makes a good case. Speaking of making a good case or a case, making a case. You get to decide whether it's a good case or not, right? This is America. In a blunt Fox News interview, President Donald Trump threatened to scrap ongoing trade negotiations with Japan, proposing to impose hefty auto tariffs by simply mailing out unilateral notices. I'm going to put it in the mail, I guess. Trump said he may skip further negotiations and assign tariffs directly, calling out Japan's auto exports. Dear Mr. Japan, here's the story, he quipped. Like, that's what he said. I was going to start the letter, proposing the 25% tariff on imported Japanese cars. Japan has pushed hard to eliminate auto tariff, but has gained little ground in ongoing talks. The U.S. tariff hike to 27.5% already took effect in April, pressuring Japanese automakers like Toyota and Honda. He said, quote, "They won't take our cars. We'll take millions of theirs. It's not fair." So trying to balance it out.
I mean, like, they won't take our cars. That's the whole piece here, right? Is it's more about the exports than it is about the imports at this point. It seems like, to do something major to Japan would wreck some of the U.S. economy because of Toyota and Honda being the Japanese automakers and their penetration of the U.S. market. So I don't think this is one of those, like, I wouldn't hold your breath on it.
No.
That's not investment advice, but I wouldn't hold your breath because I think there's a lot of chess moves being made. But hey, look, whenever you can get on live TV and read off your fake mailed letter, I guess go ahead.
It's a tricky times. Speaking of chess moves, chess moves, flex moves, AI.
All right, so UCLA student Andre Mai went viral for flexing his use of ChatGPT at graduation, but it spotlit the deep confusion around AI in education, just as new radical models like Alpha School are reshaping what school can even look like. Do we have the video of this thing? I didn't even ask.
No, I wasn't able to grab it. Sorry.
I mean, we got the picture up, and just imagine this kid in the picture just making those faces and just scrolling through his ChatGPT.
Just through lots of ChatGPT. The student Andre used ChatGPT with his professor's approval, but reactions revealed how fractured AI policy is in schools. Teachers are stuck between enabling learning and policing AI use, often without reliable tools or consistent rules. So tools for, like, knowing whether or not a
is this AI or not?
Yep,
yeah, I was saying, like, kids are getting away with it that shouldn't be, and then kids who are actually writing their papers are getting penalized.
That's exactly it. Meanwhile, Alpha School in Austin is pioneering a bold approach. AI tutors handle core subjects for just 2 hours a day, and then the students spend the rest of the day on real world skills like financial literacy, survival training, and entrepreneurship.
That's amazing. I want to go to that.
The middle one, survival training, is like.
I want to go to that school right now myself.
Like painting up your,
Can you imagine who's the instructor for that class? Multiple instructors, or is it like one all-encompassing Rex?
If you know Scott at Beaver Toyota, that's his part-time job.
He is the perfect.
He's the perfect
teacher
guy
for that whole thing.
See, now you know.
What's the model called? 2-hour learning. The model called.
Yep.
It says kids learn 2 times faster, raising question about the future of education. By the way, Nathan is typing in right now. This is pre-K through 8th grade, folks.
Yeah. Here's what I know is this morning my 3-year-old held up her toy mini phone to take a selfie. Right?
Okay.
relate that to like everything that we think about when it comes to kids coming up in their learning and education and their native understanding of devices, AI, right? Like this will not be something right now. It is an injection. It's a thing that we have to think about moving to in our world, right? I have to like think about moving into an AI, you know, by the time that our kids get into the working world, AI will be just as native as us Googling something. It will just be a fact of life.
Without a doubt, like
and
interacting.
So that I love that there is this like this thought that, okay, we're going to move our educational framework from the like menial type stuff to like, how do we do financial literacy, survival, entrepreneurship, soft skills that are turning into very hard to do skills, critical thinking, you know, deep research learning, things that require like the art and the skill that a human touch needs.
All right.
And
I got one for you. I got one for you. Okay. So as I'm thinking of like, how do we translate this? We're talking about preschoolers, kindergartners, grade schoolers, leveraging 2 hours in core subjects, and then branching into, like you said, the things that require more human awareness, human touch. How do we translate this for the auto industry? So I'm thinking about sales and service advisors.
Yep.
So we have, what if we could accelerate the base things, the product stuff, you know, the systems stuff into 2 hours. And then we spent the rest of the training days on human behavior, on negotiation tactics like Chris Voss, understanding body language. Imagine if we started teaching empathy and how you work with your workers, and all of a sudden we start teaching those things alongside of the sales and instead of just the hard closes. And like, can you imagine just the ability of people to begin to read other people and understand what their needs are?
Well, because if you think about it, like
attentively,
like the reality is what you're going to deal with is if you want to find out the comparison between two models, you're going to train a GPT on all of the models, and then you're going to type in, compare these two for my customer sitting right in front of me based on the conversations that we've had, because you've been recording the entire time, right? Boom, that's done. But like the ability to read that person, to negotiate, to never split the difference,
see how they're feeling.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Exactly right.
Oh, and then
come on,
like we got to learn how to bake cookies so we can surprise and delight them. We can do all the fun stuff. We can spend time on all the fun stuff.
Bake the cookies.
Bake the cookies. The cookies never fail. Listen, whatever you're doing, this is the last day of the first 6 months of this year. Go make a count. Take care of the people around you. They'll take care of you. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.